Why, hello, ladies and gentlemen. We kind of trailed off on Kerbal Space Program because, let's face it, in sandbox mode, as much as it is entertaining from time to time, it loses a bit of entertainment because there's not really a lot of challenge to it. Well, they fixed that to a degree by adding career mode. It's not exactly where I want it to be yet because stuff doesn't cost anything and you don't earn money, so that you have to kind of balance it out. But you do have to research stuff. You start with very basic parts and you go from there. So let's start a new one. Career mode. Well, we'll just name it Kerbal Space Program because I'm lazy and I don't have a whole lot of stuff. And we'll go with Kerbal Mun flag. Because I like it. That's the flag that we plant when we get to other planets. So now, basically, you build science. They've changed the layout of this a little bit. One thing I'll point out that I think is a little strange is you start with rockets, but not aerospace, and I think that that's backwards. I think that you should start with aerospace and have to do your research based on that. So we're going to get our first initial couple missions in. We don't have the ability to separate because you also don't start with a decoupler. So what we're going to do is we're going to get out into space and we're going to phone home. And we're going to hopefully get enough to get some decouplers. Yeah, let's just use that as a test rocket. Test rocket 1. Make sure that Jebediah, their man. So we're just strapping him to a solid state booster rocket and sending him into space-ish. Okay, so it crashed trying to change resolutions. Oh, that's not good. That can't happen. All right. 3, 2, 1. All right. Radio in, Jeb. How you feeling about this? The shores look really inviting. Feeling the shores look inviting, yes. Going pretty fast there. So he's going to come in for a landing. He's going to get 20,000 feet. I think we might call this a success. Go, Jeb. One of the things I'm not going to do, I've seen a lot of people doing it, is spam the missions. You can actually, I'll put a link in the description. There's a video done by a gentleman named Scott Manley who is amazing at this because, he's kind of an astrophysicist, or he was. And he unlocks the entire tree almost after 2 missions, and he didn't even optimize as well as he could to do it. I am not that good, number one. I can't fly to min-miss on stock parts using staged explosions because, Jesus Christ, I'm not that patient. hopefully recovering the ship should also give us enough science that we can get some other stuff that we need. And then we can get going on the missions that matter. Let's bring it down quicker. And splash down. And let's recover the vessel. And hopefully not crash. 5 science for recovery of a vessel. So we got 8 science now. Let's see what we can do with our 8 sciences. We've got enough to get this. Alright, so now we've got a decoupler. Thank God. So this shit doesn't need to happen. We don't have anything radial though. So what we're going to do is we're going to make our first scientific test rocket. Because now we've got these goo containers. And studying goo is what we do. So what we really want to do here is we want to get into space. Let's try this again. Let's get a little tank for this one. So that's just going to be a deorbit stage. That's going to try to get us into orbit. Okay. So what's going to happen is these 4 are going to fire. Then this guy's going to fire. He's going to fire after these have already fired because I'm going to try to overheat them and blow them off. And then that one's going to fire, and then that one's going to fire, and then we're going to come back down. Goo Orbiter 1. Mark 1. Mark. NJ. Mark. See what we can do with this. This is a horrible idea. Here we go, Jeb. That didn't waste too much of the solid fuel. Oh, but we're losing speed fast. Okay. We're accelerating again. All right. That's good. Forgot to engage the engine. Whoops. not really going to get up to the speed that we want in time. Achieve a stable orbit. Let's start turning here. Let's watch and see where that orbit path is going to bring us. We want to get it right up to around 70,000 or so. Get it up to 100. All right. Now let's observe our mystery goo here. Seems to be getting very cold. Let's keep that data. Be a lot of burn. Be about a minute long burn. I don't know why the burn doesn't display right on my computer. I wonder if there's a setting that makes that happen. Alright, Cat, I hear you. Calm down. We're sending people into space here. Okay. Observe the mystery goo again. It has clumped to a sphere, and it also appears to have become brittle. Quick crew report here. We are very much in space now. The sky seems to be mostly below us. That was pretty close that I hit that maneuver. So what we're going to do is we're going to get over to the apoapsis and we're going to bring it back down to land. Oh my god. Because we're going to try to land before we run out of fuel here. Let's kick you out to the outside of this jeb. GV report. Support from space just above Kerbin's water. Keep that data. Wait until he gets over the thing here. If you're up in a high orbit, then he says it's very round. I'm not going to spoil too much of him, though, because it's kind of entertaining. Let's see, cannot warp faster than 1 times when Kerbals are on a ladder, because it would be too hilarious. Get back in. Swing around to the Apoapsis over here. Alright. Get out of map mode. Let's review the crew report. It's radio down. There's a lot of energy. Stop, kitty. Let's swing him in for a landing. We are coming in for a landing, right? Yeah, we're definitely going to hit the point. Flip out of control. Whee! Jeb loves this shit. Speed it up until we hit the atmosphere, which I believe is 35,000. And begin Operation Burn Up. There we go. There he goes, hurtling through space. Situation. Sure, screaming quite a ways across the sky. Looks like we're going to miss the mountains. Drag shoot. I would like to land one of the rocket pods in the mountains at some point because I would like to get a sample from in the mountains, and it's going to be really hard to land an aerospace plane on it once we have them. That looks a lot closer than it really is. Speed that up a little bit. We can't because I don't know how far 500 feet is going to be. Jeb has made it back with many research informations. Okay, so the crew report from the upper atmosphere, we're 3.5. Crew report from Kerbin's water, 8. Space above his shores, 8. Mystery goo observation from upper atmosphere and space, and recovery of a vessel from Kerbin orbit. 5 total science. I think I want to spend it here. Radio mount parachutes, landing struts. Yeah, we'll spend 15 of it there. Well, I really want those batteries. That costs more science than we have. I think we're going to use general rocketry next. And in fact, we can get all 3 of them, which is good. So now we got some new parts. So for instance, we don't need to blast the pieces off anymore. Keep the same basic Midland structure. We're going to try for a high orbit this time. Let's surround it in these guys. Once again, we're going to 4, then fire, then 1. I do want give you the same. Whoops. You, I want the vector thrust engine. Maybe I should give you this one. Much less power, but you got much better efficiency. England's on those guys for good measure. This will be the Mark II because this is going to aim for high orbit. And I'm pretty sure that this is going to get ridiculously high orbit actually very quickly. Because I did something crazy. All right. 3, 2, 1. Don't die, Jeb. Oh god, we've got rotation. let's just go this way then. Or not. I guess we're just going to go here because we can't control this. Jeb does not care that he is completely out of control. Typically Jeb. Already got that one. Reality is we're just going to orbit this way this time because even though I'd rather not. Oh god. We've still got half a tank of gas. That's kind of what we want to do. We want to do a high orbit sweep. And then come back. We are very much in space. Is this going to work out? That'll work. All right, let's swing it around. It's definitely round. Let's get one of them from here. Goo feels right at home here. Are we still at its very round? Yes, we are. It's going to feel right at home here. what do you got to say out here, Jub? He records his observations. All right, let's get this show back towards Kerbin. Let's aim for the mountains. Now, the thing is I would like to... No, not do that. No, that's not going to work. Will this do what I want it to? What if I do this? Will this do what we want it to? No. I don't know how to get this to go up. Why is the planet rotating here? Okay, we might get lucky. I'm still looking for about it jiggling. Maybe that's in the lower atmosphere. That data. I think we're about to land in the water. It was on the right path. We're gonna have splashdown. sounded like the other piece just hit the water. Texture seam. Alright, so that's 3 successful flights. We've gained some science. We've researched some stuff. And I think that's where we're going to call the first session. We're getting further out into space. I think the next path is going to be that we want to see about orbiting the moon. Maybe go from there. We got a pretty decent amount of science here. But we don't have enough to learn anything because they all take 45. I would really like that rechargeable battery pack. And also the thing there. Alright, so when we come back, we're going to go ahead and go to the moon. We're not going to land on it, we're just going to orbit it, get some readings, and then head back. I'll see you guys next time.